now is as good a time as any to introduce you guys to my cats. This one right here is Kirby. He's a little feisty. And this one right here is Pierre. Pierre, say hi. I don't normally do this, but I just came back from watching Flow, and I felt absolutely compelled to come and record this my thoughts on immediately. And I'm gonna do something live on camera. I'm gonna go on Letterboxd right now, and I'm clicking on Flow, as you can see right here. I'm clicking on Flow, and I'm gonna go to where the stars are, and I'm gonna do one of these. Yeah, I don't do that lightly, but this is a 5-star film for me. So the Latvian animated film Flow is, where do I start? It is an extraordinary work of art. That's probably the best place to start. And it's one I feel compelled to recommend to every single person on the planet. Like I just said, I don't give 5-star ratings lightly, but this film really earns it by embodying everything that cinema, moving images, and sound are meant to achieve, in my opinion. It's a rare masterpiece that transcends language, culture, and medium to deliver an experience that's universal, and a word I'm probably going to use a few times, breathtaking. At its core, Flow tells the story of a cat navigating a post-apocalyptic world ravaged by a great flood. The protagonist is joined by a capybara, a lemur, a dog, and a bird. Together, this unlikely group of animals must work to survive, forging bonds that illustrate the power of friendship and teamwork. Remarkably, the film contains no dialogue, yet through meticulous animation and expressive character design, the film communicates deeply with its audience. It's a testament to the filmmaker's skill that emotions, ideas, and even humor are conveyed entirely through movement, sound, and imagery. The absence of dialogue makes the film universally accessible, ensuring that its message resonates regardless of the viewer's language or background. While Flow features no human characters, it's one of the most humanistic films I feel like I've ever seen. The story speaks to life lessons that appear to transcend species. The importance of helping one another, uniting in the face of adversity, and finding commonality despite our differences. And these themes feel particularly poignant in today's, I guess I'll say, divided world. As someone who is a proud cat dad, I'll admit that my own affection for felines may have deepened my connection to the protagonist of this film. However, the film's universal appeal would shine through for any viewer, I believe, regardless of their personal ties to the animal kingdom. One of Flow's greatest achievements is its ability to evoke the full range of emotion. This film made me laugh, it made me cry, it made me hold my breath, and it made me smile during the many moments of levity. Every scene feels meticulously crafted to elicit genuine responses out of the audience, whether it's tension during perilous moments or just a sense of awe at what might be a fleeting triumph. The filmmaker's choice to employ a loose, floating, handheld camera style added a layer of intimacy for me and immediacy that pulled me further into the world of these animals. The technique, I felt, really heightened the emotional stakes for me, and it made every success and setback feel personal. The animation style could be described as unconventional. I've heard people online say that it reminds them of a cutscene from a video game. Like, for instance, the cat walks through some grass and the grass doesn't bend or move realistically. And we're sort of in an era where hyper-realistic animation dominates, and Flow's minimalistic approach might on the surface feel like a drawback, and it might be turning some viewers off. However, I found that those hyper-specific, hyper-realistic details quickly faded into insignificance as the true artistry of the film quickly took over. It really feels like the filmmakers crafted a world that feels alive and immersive, even without the obsessive realism of modern animation. The simplicity, I almost don't want to use that word, but for now I'm going to use it. The simplicity of the visuals allow the film's deeper emotional and thematic elements to shine, creating a viewing experience that, to put it bluntly and in a word, was quite simply beautiful. Watching Flow, to me, felt more than just entertainment. It, in a way, felt kind of transformative. And I feel like I'll touch on this in a little bit too. But during the film, I felt this profound sense of connection to the world and even to the people around me. I went to an early matinee screening of this movie at like 11 a.m. and my theater was pretty bare, but I could just get the sense that I and the other patrons of the theater were kind of experiencing something in tandem at the same time. And I really did feel a bit of a connection with them. And walking out of the theater, I carried with me a newfound appreciation for the bonds that unite us all, whether human, animal, or otherwise. Flow, in my opinion, is not just a film. It's a work of art that demands to be seen, appreciated, and shared. That's it. I'm saying it. That's as firm as the message I can make it. Its message of unity, resilience, and compassion are universal, and its execution, in my opinion, was nothing short of masterful. Regardless of your age, your race, your background, your religion, your interests, your sexuality, this is a film that will, I think, leave you inspired and in awe. And I'll admit, it feels unusual, even a little bit uncomfortable to be this vulnerable about my experience with an animated film about a cat. I would say that I don't typically talk about movies this way, and I know it's not what most people expect when they go to watch a review or whatever on YouTube. But Flow left me unguarded. It stripped away this overtly American cynicism, I guess, that I have, and reminded me why I love cinema in the first place. Cinema's ability to make me feel deeply, to connect to something larger than myself, and to move me in ways that I didn't know that I needed. And I think that that's something we should all seek out more often. Films, stories, experiences that ask us to drop our guard. And I know it's not easy. We build these walls around ourselves every day, sometimes without even realizing it, to shield us from disappointment or pain or vulnerability. But every so often, a work of art comes along that pushes through those defenses, pulling us into an almost spiritual, communal moment with the planet, the animal kingdom, and with our fellow man. Flow honestly reminded me that cinema at its best isn't just about the story on the screen. It's about what it can evoke in us. It's about sitting in a darkened theater, shoulder to shoulder with strangers and collectively feeling something beyond ourselves. And it's about realizing that even in a world full of division, there are universal truths and shared emotions that could bring us together, even if only for a fleeting moment or for 80 minutes. So if you ever get a chance, I urge you to seek out a film, or any piece of art really, that challenges you to let your guard down. Let it wash over you. Let it make you cry, laugh, and simply sit in awe at the beauty of being alive. And if you haven't yet found a film that does that for you, maybe start with Flow. Those are my thoughts on the film Flow. I know it's incredibly overtly positive, and that's because I'm very, very positive on this film. I really have no notes, nothing negative to say about it. I truly loved every second of this film, from the opening shot to the closing shot. I was absolutely blown away and in awe at this film. This film was testing my limits a little bit, or the limits of my bladder, I should say. I go pee before every single movie I see. And this movie is not very long, but I was starting to feel it with about 40, 30 minutes left. I was like, oh, I might have to go to the bathroom. But I stayed planted in my seat because I did not want to look away from this movie for 1 second. I was even thinking about, halfway into this, I was like, this would be a cool movie to just have on repeat on a screen somewhere in your room, just to look at every now and then and smile and get something out of. I really, really love this movie. I know that this channel is called Cinema Wellness, and it is sort of geared around the promise of positivity and passion for cinema. So it might seem like, oh, this is just the positive film guy giving a movie a 5-star review. I don't give 5-star reviews that often. Very, very rarely. I think the last film I gave 5 stars was All That Jazz, and I watched that maybe October of last year or something. So yeah, I'm even considering updating my favorites of 2024 list and putting Flow at the top of that list. Maybe just edging out Sing Sing, but I don't know. I got to think about that a little more. This film really, really knocked my socks off. If you've seen Flow, what did you think of it? Let me know down in the comments, and let me know if there are any other films that you think, if I enjoyed Flow, what do you think I would enjoy to watch next? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified when new videos come out on the channel. You can follow me on Letterboxd and check out all my reviews and whenever I'm watching stuff on there. You can also go find my podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and hear me talk to some friends about movies that they love. And yeah, that's going to do it from me. And I'll see you guys on the next one.